getting into your child's pose. We still have 1 more minute for people to arrive. If you're watching this in the future on the recording, just spend this time kind of dropping in and getting your breath a little bit more regulated. Begin paying some attention to your inhales and your exhales. Nothing super crazy, just a little attention. I found some royalty-free music we're going to try so that I can upload this hopefully to YouTube. So if you're watching this in the future, then it worked. If not, then do it again without any music at all. All right, it's time. Let's begin. As you settle in, just stretch your arms out wide forward, or your knees wide rather, your arms forward. Or sometimes in child's pose, it feels good to have your knees kind of tucked well underneath you, and you make like a little ball with your hands back by your feet. Just two different approaches. And if child's pose is too much pressure on the front of the knee, you can certainly just rest on your back and hug your knees into your chest. It gives a similar energy. And you can also some days just simply lay on your belly with your head on your hands. You're not here for long in this sequence, just a couple of minutes. So take a slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale now, open your mouth like you're going to clean your sunglasses and push the breath out. Do that again. Slow, deep inhale. Soften behind your eyes and through the jaw as you do. And then as you open your mouth, just truly empty as much air as you possibly can. Next inhale, draw in for 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top. And then open your mouth, exhale. Now as the breath comes in through the nose and out through the nose for the remainder, start to create a measuring system so your inhales and your exhales start to match in length. And you also allow for a little extra space between each breath in and out. And it's very simple. That's the primary piece of the practice. Everything else is just extra, trying to give you opportunity to continue to refocus on your breath and the quality that you're bringing to the body. Good. 2 more. On this next inhale breath, just slowly find your way up onto your hands and knees. And start to move in just whatever unique way sort of comes to you today, just for 5 breaths. You might want to move your hips side to side, or find a cat-cow pattern where you inhale looking up, exhale, begin looking under and around the back. It gives you a good opportunity to feel the stretchy length of the breath as it comes in and out. And then exaggerating the spaces between. After your next round, eventually find your way into a neutral spine. So you're looking between your thumbs in this tabletop position. And then begin by sending your left leg back. Tuck your low ribs up slightly. Maybe point and flex the foot a few times. And then send your right arm forward. If that's too much balance challenge, just leave the hand down. Otherwise, swim the right arm to the right. Open our left knee left. You can pause there. Some days you might want to take it further and reach back for your foot. If you do so, just kind of look up, lift up, be soft with the body. And then stretch everything long, set it down. Move on to our other side, right leg back. Again, draw your low ribs in. Also, the pelvic bones, draw the hip bones towards each other. Left arm reaches forward. Swim the left arm to the left, open the right knee to the right. You might stay put just like that. Notice if you're moving urgently, just slow down. Maybe grab your foot and look up. And then releasing that. Step your hands a little forward, tuck your toes, find plank pose. You could have one knee or two knees on the floor or knees elevated depending on where your breath is today. If the breath is smooth, then sort of, meet that challenge. Keep finding the edges. If the breath is choppy, surrender right to your child's pose. Good, push the floor stronger away, straighter, stronger arms, straighter, longer legs. Downward facing dog. Head low, hips high. Pedal your knees. Shake your head yes and no a few times. Maybe bounce your chest forward and back. The arms are super straight and strong. The hands are spread, the fingers wide. You're taking up as much landscape as you can. Sometimes it feels good to take your hands wider than you naturally do. Just kind of feel how that changes the shoulder opener. Maybe your feet are some days wider and you bend your knees more than normal. Lots of space here to explore. Maybe close your eyes again and just sort of feel where you are without the urge to label any of it. Just let it all be. Next exhale breath, slowly walk your feet top of the mat. Like a ragdoll, just stay hinged over your legs and sway side to side. As you do that, you might grab opposite elbow, you might have your hands on blocks, you might have your hands on your hips, your hands might be behind your back some days. Slowly move into an easy twist, left hand under the nose, right arm reaches up. Take another big inhale breath. And on your exhale, lower the hand. On our inhale, left arm goes up, bend your right knee. Again, movement and breath together. So inhale first. And then as you exhale, lower hand to the floor. Heel toe your feet together. Give yourself a little squeeze, a welcome hug. And then rise all the way up, reach to the sky, palms overhead, maybe look to your thumbs, hands to heart center, hands to your sides. Finding your gazing point, looking right out in front, settling your eyes pretty much parallel to the floor so your chin is up slightly. The head feels like it's back in space a little more than it does just in your natural position. Your hands are open, palms are open, chest is soft. Your low ribs are drawing slightly in, your glutes are turned on. If your toes are light on the floor, you might lift them up and set them back down. Good, and this posture is similar to child's pose. You can always just remain here in mountain pose while the class continues up and down, and you kind of catch your breath if at any time you feel like you're getting disconnected from that focus point of just breathing in and out. All right, let's begin to move. Inhale, reach up. We'll just take one half salutation. Exhale as you fold. Knees are soft these first few times. Half lift, inhale, breath. Fold forward again into those legs. They might be quite bent. Inhale, root down, rise up. Maybe look at your thumbs, hands to your sides, and pause there. Again, right away. Inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive. Half lift. Keep a little length in the spine as you step your hands down and your feet back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale through the elbows as they kind of skim the ribs, lower to the floor. Arms back, chest, legs, and arms up, so you're kind of in a little flying position. Let's take one more big inhale breath. Hands down, elbows squeeze, tuck the toes, maybe use the knees anytime. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Empty exhale, step forward, feet to hands. On arrival, half lift, hands to shins most likely. Exhale, fold forward, knees can bend. Inhale, root down, rise up, push well into the feet. Arms are up, hands to your sides. Pause there. One more time, Sun A. Inhale, reach up, reach to the ring fingers. Exhale, swan dive forward, empty. Half lift, inhale, breath. Hands down, quick feet, step, step, back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, go slow as you lower. Same thing, arms, chest, and legs up from the floor. Breathe in, building that back strength, maybe just 50% effort. Hands down, use the knees if you'd like. Downward facing dog. We'll start to build a little warm up. Inhale, right leg up high, and then step or drag the foot forward between your hands. From there, inhale, send your arms back like wings. You can also complete this with the knee on the floor. Reach the left arm forward and then the right. Inhale, up to crescent pose, and then open to warrior two, back foot flat on the floor. If your knee is down, your arms are open just the same. Inhale, either reverse warrior two, or if your knee is down, arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Find your way through a flow, which is just that plank pose to the floor. Maybe hands stay in place this time, tops of the feet push into the floor for cobra. Exhale, breath, downward facing dog. If you're looking to build strength in the body, then repeating that locust pose, the one where you lift everything away from the floor, would be the stronger choice. All right, again, left leg lifts up high. Long step through, arms behind. I'm going to stay with the knee lifted variation. Reach right arm, then left. Inhale up, but you're always welcome to leave it down. Open to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. It doesn't have to be too much, just a little. Hands to the floor, left foot goes back, and slow. If you're moving through chaturanga, you're lowering just about to where there'd be like a basketball between your chest and the floor. As you push your feet flat, your hips move towards your wrists. The knees are well off the floor and very active in the legs. You can also drop the knees from there, tuck your toes and find down dog, or anytime child's pose. All right, let's do this again. Inhale, right leg lifts up high. Long step through. Right away, the arms are back, the core is very in. Reach left arm, then right. Inhale slowly up. Open gently. Reverse your warrior, stay nice and deep in the front knee. And then smooth exhale, hands to the floor, right foot back. That might someday become an entire exhale to chaturanga. Other days you're going to need to inhale before you lower, so inhaling in your plank and then lowering slowly. Each breath has its own movement. Left leg, inhale slowly. Exhale, step forward slowly. Remember, there's space in between. Inhale, once the heel hits, arms back. Reach right arm and then left. Smoothly up. Open slow. Reverse. There's so much time. It's like a luxury. Lean back. Slowly, hands down, left foot back. Again, maybe inhale right there in your plank pose before slowly lowering. Up dog or cobra. Maybe, of course, those locusts. Down dog or child's pose. Once you get there, take a strong breath in. Maybe open your mouth, exhale. One more of those, wherever you might be, just reconnect to the quality of the breath as it's pulling in and moving out. Very similar to the ocean wave, but you might hear it in your throat space. We say it all the time. It's like a ujjayi sound. All right. Let's get into some of the physical mechanics of the body. Keep it in tip-top shape. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms over your head sideways. Palms together, biceps are squeezing towards the ears. The tail's under slightly, the core is drawn in. Reach up, breathe in. On the exhale, up and over to your right, just a mild amount. So as you're finding your way into this shape, it's more about pushing down through the feet and reaching up out of the waist than it is anything else. It's also about learning to tolerate intensities and creating discipline. But more than that, as a physical point, you're pushing down and reaching up, and you're creating traction in each and every little vertebrae. So these lateral stretches translate to a better longevity. So you're letting space come into each little pocket of the spine, and circulation is occurring. And because of that, you're going to just feel better in your body as your spine learns to move side to side, forward and back. Back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, up and over to the left. On top of that, the shoulders are becoming untangled. They're always in a downward position, and now you're working to kind of undo all that stuff, that just your natural positioning and being on the computer, on your phone, driving in your car, all the things that we just do in our normal days, we're trying to sort of reverse. So again, push down through the feet, reach up out of the hands. It seems super simple, and it's not easy at all. This is the most challenging piece of the class, so just stay calm. Let the breath be reasonable. If it's too choppy, then come out of it. And then return, but let the breath decide. Look at your thumbs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, strengthen the legs as you fall back and just draw a little line on the ceiling, maybe 2 inches. Keep going if that feels reasonable. And then return back to standing, hands to your side. So again, the spine's just bending side to side, front and back. Keeping the check engine light off. You should feel a little elevation in the heart rate, and that's a good thing. From here, we'll slowly take ourselves into a squat. Toes out, heels in, arms up. As you migrate downward, just go as slow as you can. Some days you only come part way. You don't have to go all the way. And then if you'd like, you can move this into a forward fold, measuring just a typical amount, about 2 fist distance between your big toes is the general guideline. Grab your big toes with the peace fingers and thumb grip, and then begin to pull your face through your legs. If the peace fingers won't reach the big toes, don't worry about it. Just grab where you can. But soften the upper body so much that it drapes right over the legs. As the legs begin to get straighter and straighter, the knees go back in space. Good. One more breath. And then staying low, simply release the hands down, step or hop sometimes towards your plank pose. Lower very slowly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Those up dogs should start to feel really sustainable, and if they don't, then just go back to doing the cobras for a while. Good. When you're ready, step or hop, feet to your hands. Again, big toes touch. The gap at the heels is about the size of a golf ball. And then rise up straight away as you reach your arms up over your head, palms together. Maybe the opposite thumb on top. Really squeeze right up to the wrist creases. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, up and over to the right. Now you've been here before. Your muscle memory is going to take you in a little deeper. So strengthen the legs, draw the core in. Right shoulder comes forward just a slight bit. And then pull your hands up and away. This is a really good posture to do in front of a mirror. Just kind of check it out. You'll see where the elbow might be a little lazier than it could be. You could straighten your right arm a little more. Good. 3. Lean back a little as well. 2 and 1. Back to the top. Eyes stay very soft and relaxed. Inhale, reach up. Exhale up and over to the left side. Good. Any issues with like frozen shoulders, all sorts of good things can get dealt with in this position. It just, again, takes a lot of tolerance in order to get there. So just focus on your breath coming in and out. Oversimplify it to the point where your mind doesn't even have time or space to be complaining about it. 3, 2, and 1. Back to the top. Second back bend. These will become deeper and deeper over time. So as you look up, strengthen your legs, reach out of your waist first, and then lift with the heart. Like you're lifting your sternum up, 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 and then re-strengthen the legs. There's a real nuanced subtlety there. Stronger legs, softer chest. And then use the front core to draw you back to center. Hands to your sides. Again, just allow for all of that sort of fizziness to happen. It's circulation. Welcome that very much. And then take your feet wider. Again, slowly lowering down. This piece can really be therapy on the knees if you go slow enough. Good circulation through all those pieces. Maybe you're coming all the way down into a malasana where you might want to stay. This might be something that feels good for today. Otherwise, you can change it up into a second forward fold, Padahastasana, where you're putting your hands underneath your feet. Toes clear all the way to the wrist creases by bending your knees a lot. And then head and neck fully lowering down. Again, pressuring the hands with the feet. So the feet are pushing into the wrists as if you're trying to pull your hands out like sheets of paper. You might also lower the hands to the floor here and move through some crow pose exercises. And then eventually we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Crow isn't something that I teach in this sequence specifically, but if it's something that you've learned over time in other classes, you can certainly just kind of insert it right there. And if you're interested in learning about it, there's plenty of videos out there. I feel like every yoga influencer has one, except for me. I'm not an influencer, I suppose. All right. Take a breath in your down dog. Exhale. And then slowly walk halfway up the mat. We're going to stay hinged forward for a measurement of 2 fist distance. And then as you rise up, keep your eyes on your feet and bring your edges of your feet parallel to the edges of your mat. So you're going to feel pigeon-toed here. Send your arms out and then sit down into an itty-bitty chair. Just far back as you can get it on your mat. And then once you're down as low as possible, lean back, sort of enhance that lumbar curve, pull your front belly in, and sit 2 inches deeper. Squeeze your fingers a little, it just kind of helps with the balance. And then come all the way onto your tippy toes as you rise to stand. Push the big toe mound of the foot into the floor as well as the pinky. And then as you're here, sit up taller through the crown of the head. Over time, you're going to challenge your balance here with the heels staying as well lifted as possible. If the heels start to droop, then stop descending. Park it right there, no lower than in line with the knees. And then heels up. Work the feet. Work the feet. It should be sloppy. It's not always going to be perfect. Return to standing. Heels down. If you have any super mechanical issues with your knees, repeat number 1 or 2 and get the benefit from there. If they're in fair working condition, bring your knees together, slide your hips underneath you, and then bring your feet so where you're on the balls of them, the heels are slightly lifted. From there, you're going to go very slowly, maybe not far at all. Eventually, 2-3 years from now, slide all the way down the imaginary wall till your hips are on your heels. Reach your arms forward like there's a box between your arms and your legs. And then from there, lift your hips 1 inch, point the knees down, lean back a little, and return back to standing. Hands by your sides. Inhale, arms up. Right elbow under. Right leg over. There's sincerely a spider, a little Charlotte spider has come down from this light picture and is between you and me. Untangle, inhale, arms up, left elbow under, left leg over. That's hilarious because she'll be immortalized on YouTube because this is the day number 8 where we're doing it doing it for posterity. Okay, second set. Inhale, arms up, right elbow under, right leg over, And as you're in your second eagle, elbows up and away, draw your right hip back in space a little bit. Over time, this right big toe is going to actually make its way towards the Achilles behind, and then eventually find its way down to the floor. Maybe next lifetime, no big deal. And then take a breath and switch. Inhale, arms up. Left elbow under, sit low, left leg up and over. Good. Draw the knees towards the left, elbows up and away. There's an equal energy here. Remember, we keep going over this. Softness, ease, and effort in equal parts. So how well can you effort, find the edge of your, sit here, but then envelop yourself with ease. And then let go. Inhale, arms up. Hands to your sides. And pause right here. Okay, moving on again, right into your balancing side. Straighten and strengthen your left leg. And then as you're ready, reach up, grab your right knee like a pirate. So everything's very engaged. If I could see you, I would see the bottom of your foot. That's how much you're flexing it. If you have your big toe, so be it. Sit up taller if you do. Kick forward. If you have to lean quite forward in order to have your big toe, though, retreat back to the knee. And then everybody open up to the side. Fill your outer left hip up quite a lot so it's not traveling with us to the mid-center. Breathe well and then soften across the chest. And then direct the leg forward again, kick through the heel, reach up through the arms, and release. Good. Other side, squeeze the right hip, grab the left big toe or the knee, stand up tall. Kick if you're kicking. And then as you open up again, keeping the outer right hip nice and full. Good. There's such a strong benefit to this balancing posture. Just stay really calm in the breath, energize throughout. Back to the front, kick through the heel, reach up, and return. Moving right on. Nice brisk pace, but calm within. Grab your right inner foot, inner ankle. Left arm reaches up high. As you're ready, kick your foot back in space like it's a bow, and then reach through your left arm as if it's an arrow. Again, seeking that equal energy, effort, and ease. And return. If you fall or stumble around, that's good. It means you're finding the edges of your balance. Left hand, inner left ankle. Right arm reaches up. Breathe in. Again, a little bit of a kick. It doesn't have to be much. Eventually, you're making it kind of like a little chalice shape. There's other variations where you're making more of a standing bow pulling pose variety. And then switch, which you're welcome to do. Imagine again, you have a tray on your right hand. Drop it straight down without turning your wrist around at all. Catch your inner foot. So your inner elbow is facing outward. When you're ready, kick and stretch. Kick and stretch. Look right down your middle finger so your gaze is still upward. Try to resist looking at the floor. And return. Other side. Same thing. Drop your hands straight down without twisting your wrist around. But takes a little discipline. Right arm up. A little training. Exhale, kick and stretch. Kick and stretch. And kick and stretch. And then return. Take a little step to the back of the mat. Find those arms overhead again with the interlaced fingers. Really energetic through the arms though. Big breath in, keep the chin up. Step your right foot forward, come into a perfect T shape. And as you do that, look off the top of the mat. Pull your hands towards the front and the foot towards the back. And then return. So this is a little cardio piece. Inhale, so you should feel it. Step your left foot. We'll have a break just momentarily, so stay on the gas. Keep reaching your right foot back and your hands forward. Strengthen everywhere. And then return. Hands to your sides. If you need to stand here for this set, then do so. Otherwise, inhale, arms up, knowing we have a break. Step your right foot. Come into a warrior 3 position with the arms behind you like wings. Not too much turnout in that left hip, so the toes are pointed down. Hands to heart center. Maybe reach forward and return. Inhale, arms up. Step your left foot forward. Airplane wings. Hands to your heart. Reaching forward. And return. Turn around and then just simply lay straight down on your mat. Try not to fuss around too much. Just really, the more quickly you get to this resting position, the more benefits there'll be, physically and mentally. Close your eyes. So now we've done quite a lot of good physical body maintenance yoga. It's important that we take time to take care of the one single-use item that we were given. There's no replacements. I mean, maybe you can get a knee or a hip or something, but this is it. You're taking great care to keep your spine in its best shape, your shoulders, you're giving love to your inner organs, your kidneys, liver, all of the important things, including your heart, and even the minor things like your feet, ankles, wrists. All the circulation adds up to just a general feeling of wellness. So from here forward, we're just going to kind of move into all that delicious space. We'll move one breath per movement, more or less. There's some places where we stay a little bit longer, but it's just like an overall rinsing out. So if you're ready, come to downward facing dog, and we'll move through a series of 4 songs. They'll go heart rate up, heart rate down, heart rate up, heart rate down. And just try to keep yourself moving with like a real internal calm energy. Let's begin. Right leg, inhale, reach it up. Long step through, send the arms back and behind. Reach the left arm and then the right, and then slowly come up into your warrior 2. Good, reverse your warrior. And then finding side angle, right forearm to the thigh, left arm right up to the sky. Energy strong in the left leg especially. Good, then extending the top arm forward. Reach a little bit more, you might lower the right hand. Take another strong breath. And then drop their left hand down, come onto the back toes. Take a twist as the right arm goes up. Draw your right hand behind the back if you'd like, and the collarbones forward. Again, it's all about the breath, so take a good one. And then unwind to any variation of lizard or splits, half splits if you'd like. Maybe elbow behind the calf some days as you drop down. Other days, maybe you're very much upright. Sometimes you reach back for your back foot. And then moving right out of that, right hand stays put, spin the back foot flat. Come right back to side angle pose. As you do, again, re-strengthen the left leg. Left hand behind the back. We're just twisting the body back and forth, rinsing it out. And then we'll come back to the floor with the left knee. Climb up onto the right knee and bring hands in prayer. Inhale first. Exhale, enjoy this twist. Wring it out like a washcloth. One more. And then flow. I'll meet you in down dog. Right foot goes back. Slowly find your way. You could still be incorporating those locust poses some days. Moving on, left leg. Long step, arms back strong. Zip everything up as you reach the right arm and then the left. Strong back body brings you up. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Side angle. That left forearm's just nice and light on the leg. If you lifted it up, there wouldn't be like a big red spot there. Extend top arm forward. Drop the right hand, come onto the back toes, ring it out. Good, left hand behind the back, maybe for a breath. And then move right into your lizard variation of choice. Again, variety every time you take the class. There's even an arm balance here. You take this for the next 10 years and discover that. Back foot flat, left hand stays put, you never know. Right arm reaches out. Right hand behind the back. Back to center. I think I've been taking this class for 17 years. Hands at your heart. Exhale, twist, because Lloyd just turned 20 and he was 3. That's crazy. Good, one more big breath. And flow, hands down. Find your way. Vinyasa. Warrior 2, right leg. Good, so the front heel is lining up with our back arch. We're giving so much energy into the front leg, it's like you're jousting, and then equal energy coming into our back leg. Let your eyes be off your right middle finger, let your shoulders soften. Begin slowly to straighten our right leg, turn in the toes. Take a swan dive forward so the toes are in slightly of the heels. Grab the edges of the feet if they'll reach. Otherwise, hands to the ankles or the calves, and then chin away from the chest. It's a different sort of entry. Refirm the legs. If your nose is on the ground, walk your feet closer to each other. If that sounded crazy, just keep coming. Hands to your hips, elbows towards each other. Inhale, rise up. Practice and all is coming, Warrior 2. Hands down, find your side plank. So circle the feet back, maybe drop the left knee. Top arm reaching up and over. Maybe your arches are stacked, maybe you lift the right leg, but push into the left arm more. Drop your right hand. Options here would be to hold plank, take shoulder taps. You could take 5 chaturangas, or you can boogie it right to child's pose. That'd be the most advanced choice, of course. Child's pose always is the winner. And then we'll move on. Warrior 2 on the left side. Again, lots of energy front knee and then equal energy back leg. Equal energy low body and upper body. Front body and back body. Learning to just find how even you can make your energy is quite a gift. And it goes off the mat with you. It's pretty cool. Straighten your left leg, turn those toes in once more. If you can interlace hands, go for it. Otherwise, maybe grab opposite forearm. And then as you dive forward, let the crown of the head spill towards the floor. If you have the hands, they'll go over your head one day. No force, never any force at all. Move to a simple twist if you'd like. Left hand under the nose, right arm up. Push into the left hand, lengthen the spine. Switch, right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Same idea, so as you push into the right hand, you're lengthening more. Hands to the hips, elbows towards each other, rise up. Through your Warrior 2. And then circling your hands down, you can stay in plank or move to side plank. You could also sometimes stay in a twist. You don't have to move to the side plank. It's totally up to you. Top arm extending up and over if you are in the side plank. Good. And then lower the left hand down. Again, choices here. Something to bring the heart rate back up, or just kind of move through your standard vinyasa into a cobra or upward facing dog, and eventually downward facing dog. Anytime that you take this sequence, the next song is completely optional. You're welcome to just stay in corpse pose, would be the default choice for 3.5 minutes. And the value of that is immeasurable. So if that's where you have the urge to go, turn around, lay down flat, enjoy it. It's not lazy. It's just an honoring of your body or your mind. All right, otherwise, let's get going. Right leg, inhale, take it high. Long step through warrior one. Don't take this piece too seriously. It gets confusing and it's meant to be complicated. Glide open to warrior two so you can do it for years and years. Reverse triangle. Triangle pose. Left hand behind the back. Look down, shift forward and lift. Half moon or stay in the triangle pose. You don't have to glide forward into this balance. Good. If you're in the balance, bend your right knee, dip your chest like you're bobbing for an apple, and then use that leverage to slow down as you come to reverse triangle. Windmill your hands down and step your back foot in just a bit. Good. Stay here in this pyramid pose or move it more towards a revolved triangle. If you're in the triangle, right hand behind the back, pull your collarbones forward. Take a big breath in. Warrior three now, legs up, or maybe hands stay on the floor for a standing L, because we're coming to standing splits anyway. So forehead comes down and so do the hands. Left leg lifts. You can see those toes, so flex them and anchor them towards the floor. Walk your hands forward, stay here. Or revolved half moon, right hand to heart, right hand high. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Lift through your left leg more. Be steady and even. Do all the things at once. Breathe in and flow, hands down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stronger than I was before. So what's the problem? Warrior one, left foot steps where the left hand is. Arms go straight up to the sky. As you glide to warrior two, you have to move the left foot to the middle and sort of change the openness of the hips. Reverse triangle, two straight legs. Triangle pose, left hand to the block, shin or floor. Right hand behind the back. Again, you might just stay put here. Otherwise, look down, shift forward and lift. Half moon. Bend your left knee. Use that leverage principle to drop slowly down. Reverse triangle. Hands to the floor. Step your right foot forward quite a lot. Stay here in this pyramid shape or find your twist. Left hand to heart. Left hand to sky. Push into the right hand more. Good, left hand behind the back. Pull the collarbones forward, big breath in. Warrior three or standing L. Good, standing splits. Fold in as the forehead comes to the shin. The right toes go high. Flex your right foot, walk your hands forward. Left hand might go up. Breathe steady. Push to your right heel, lift it higher. 4, 3, 2, and vinyasa. Stronger than I was before. Back to down dog. Maybe an audible exhale. Right leg, take it nice and high. Short step through, so just about 2.5 feet or so. Back foot should be flat. If there's a tug in the left knee, then step closer. Arms up overhead, palms together. Tuck your chin nice and strong there. Dive forward. Come up halfway, really open the chest, arms back strong like you're holding a box behind you. Reach the left arm and right, keep all that engagement. These are very important postures. Rise up for your longevity, for the strength of the back body. And now come down for pigeon, any variation. You can stay uprighted. You can support the outer left hip with a blanket or block. You could roll all the way out onto the right hip and create more of a 90-degree angle in either leg. That's got just as much benefit as the pigeon, sometimes a little more. You can access some different spaces there. If you're in pigeon pose and you're super stretchy, keep some engagement in that front leg by pulling it away from the top of the mat. Just a little bit, it's invisible. If you wanted to decorate this at all, explore differently, you could. Otherwise, we're moving to either three-legged dog, just straightforward down dog, or some of you like to flip your dog. Maybe just a little wild thing where the right toes are right next to the mat, the left leg is actually straight. Right arm is up. And then we'll begin in that sort of pyramid shape. Left foot now stepping forward, right foot steps forward enough to where there's no longer a tug on the back right knee. Arms overhead, palms touch. Chin to chest. Take a dive. Ignite everything. Reach the arms behind. So tail to crown. Right arm then left reaches. Up, and then lower down for, again, whichever variation of either splits or Hanuman feels best for today. Splits or Hanuman or pigeon. And then again, that option to roll out completely on the left leg. It's parallel to the edge of the mat, and the front leg is parallel to the front of the mat. And so is the back thigh parallel to the front of the mat. 90 degrees in one leg, 90 in the other. And then just lay over. It's intense. This feels just as intense as pigeon, or more sometimes. And then you can also kind of move to the inner leg, move to the outer leg. You could get creative and thread the needle. Maybe not. That seems complicated. Let's not be creative today. Let's just feel. Yogis, find your way, eventually down dog. Again, any variety of movements here. Let your eyes be closed. You want to feel like a real intimate, personal connection inward. So hopefully you're hearing less and less of me if you've taken this recording in the future multiple times. Just feel your own space, feel your own energy, feel the calm within yourself. There's a lot of space in this down dog through the shoulders, through the spine. Feel the belly drawing in. Everything's well engaged. And then we'll journey to the top for tree pose. And in this tree, as you rise up to standing, having just been on the ground for a while, feel this like really nice inner radiance just sort of envelop you. The right foot to the inner ankle bone, maybe the toes stay on the floor some days. Other days it might travel up to the inner leg, avoiding the knee directly, so either above or below. And then as you feel the urge to sort of like grow your tree, there's an energy of this radiance. That's your radiance, your beauty. Gets kind of dusty and covered up, and the practice helps you reveal it again and again. And then slowly switching sides. Some days you're less willowy, you're a little clumsy. It's okay. You're just still doing such a service. Not just for yourself, but for everybody around you. Taking care of you. And when you're ready, turn around, lay down on your mat. The second of 3 Shavasanas, and rest. You can stay right here anytime, or begin to roll over for what Sumit would say would be the most important piece. We just got warmed up enough to do this back strengthening work, so maybe don't skip it too often. Once you get onto your belly, we'll come right into just a straightforward locust pose. Legs can be together or a little bit apart. Everything lifts up, chest, legs, and arms. And then all the muscles have done their work. They're on and lifted. They just need oxygen. Remember that prana and life force. So just fuel the posture with breath. Don't get your mind into what's going on. Just put your mind right in your lungs. And then slowly lower down. Look to the left, let your right ear be flat to the floor. And then doing exactly the same thing, or maybe the legs are more glued together. Hands might one day be interlaced behind the back as you do. Lift the chest, lift the legs, and then knuckles are dragging towards the heels if that's the case. Try not to squeeze your hands or your fingers too much. You want to keep a softness there. They're communicating to your brain as well. So again, equal parts effort and ease. It's very important that there is an easeful element to this posture. And then the effort, of course, is taking care of itself. Lifting up, the oxygen doing its job, you staying calm, creating strength for life. Lower down, look to the right, left ear down, Again, just be totally soft. As much effort as you put into lifting, you're putting into just holding yourself in a still place. If you're wanting to grab your feet for Dhanurasana, reaching back, go ahead. Flex your ankles so that you can grab right onto the ankles and push your feet right up to the ceiling. Otherwise, repeating number 1 or 2. There's not a difference in value strongly for either. Just pick the one that feels good today. They're different postures. And then slowly lower down. This time, as your face comes to the floor, put your hands above your head on the floor so the pinkies are touching each other and also the mat or the floor above you. From there, you might bend your elbows and bring your hands behind your skull. Wiggle those elbows forward so you feel more stretch and length in these lats and shoulders. Slowly pushing back to child's pose when you're ready. You can stay there for much longer, and again, just tailor these last, little bits to suit yourself each day. Swing the right leg out in front for a separate leg stretch. Left foot to the inner thigh. You might fold right down the center. You might fold towards the straighter leg. There's also a side bend variation. So this class, repeated again and again, somehow remains interesting and fresh. And it's just because each time you meet yourself, it's just like seeing a best friend. There's always something to talk about or just sit with. You don't need new material because it's all within. Switch sides. If anything, the repetition leads you to some new discoveries. Folding forward. And you become sort of disconnected from the routine of the practice because it becomes meditative. So if you find your humanness saying it needs different, cooler, shiny postures, totally normal, but that's not our deep self talking. Slowly come up. Extend the legs wide, both of them, and then just bow down the center. No real stress about going too far. Just go where the body stops us. It won't be very far at all. If you wanted to include some twists, now would be a good time. Just some seated twists, maybe crisscross applesauce and then twisting. Otherwise, if you're staying with me, we're going to do butterfly. Baddha Konasana, bow forward. Soften wherever you can. The face, the shoulders, again the fingers. No force. And then slowly sit up. Close the knees like a book, extend the legs out in front. And also, if you ever find yourself, walk the fleshy stuff out from under the sit bones and start to bow forward. If you find yourself like drifting away from your practice, and you have done this class, a million times, it kind of holds you up. Like if you get away from it and then you get back to just even one class, your inspiration to like continue moving and practicing kind of comes back and is rekindled because of the familiarity there, which is really important too. From here, slowly return onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest. Take time. As you hug your knees into your chest, just be settled. Notice again your fingertips. All that stuff translates to signals to the brain. So the softer you can make these pieces, the more relaxed you become. From here, keeping your right knee, let the left leg go to the floor, and then move the flesh out from the hip crease area. Pull your right knee a little more towards your elbow. Soften the fingers again. And as you exhale each time, 5 of them, just kind of gently pressure the knee towards the bicep. Inhale, inflate. Exhale, squeeze. So giving a little love to the digestive system. Once you get to the bottom of breath number 5, push the knee away from the torso so it's in alignment over the hip. And then go ahead and cross the body, but it helps to lift the hips a little and shimmy them to the midline. And then maybe the right arm unfurls. And just continuing to savor this time you've created for yourself. It's not a luxury, it really is a necessity. Try not to rush it. Back to center. Knees to chest. Generally speaking, we do have the time to give to ourselves each day, even in our busy lives. Right leg to the floor, left knee to the outer rib cage. We just have to take it. Even if you're dragging yourself through the practice, it's still doing its work. You're not meant to love every minute of it. It's not that way. Although I think that eventually you do. Push your knee away from the chest, cross over your body. Most days, left arm opens up, but that takes a lot of time. 5, 6, 7 years from now, you're setting yourself up for the future every time you practice. And then knees to your chest. Hug them in nice and tight. Give yourself a big ol' heck yes. I did it. I gave myself some time and care. Kind of hug. I'll see you tomorrow again. Extend your leg long. Allow the arms to come by your sides. Maybe take time to sort of lengthen your neck, lift your head, tuck your chin, settle it down. Breathe deeply into your fingertips, your toe tips, through the belly, jaw, just throughout the whole vibrant body. Two minutes of rest from here. If you're taking this live before it was recorded, additional song.